Hey everybody, welcome to the polynomial functions test review. In this video I'm going to go over, I think, just the odd problems. Alright, so number one, what is the degree? Is it odd or even? And then what's the degree number? The degree number is the highest power. So the degree number is 7. So the degree number 7 is odd. Alright, and then the leading coefficient is whatever is in front. So that's a -3. So I'm going to write negative, and then the leading coefficient number, I'll write -3. Okay, and then the end behavior is just how's the graph moving. So you'll have to recall from the 5.1 notes that positive odd start down low, end up high, and then negative odd, which this one is, start up high and end down low. So if it starts up high, f of x is -infinity, and then remember I told y'all these x blanks are always going to go -infinity, positive infinity, because it's left to right. So on the left side it's down, it's up, because it's odd negative. I just said that. Okay, so odd negative starts up on the left side, and then it ends down on the right side. And you can graph it to check, but yeah, and that's it. Also, I said evaluate for x is -3, show work. So that's just plug in -3. So instead of f of x, I have f of -3, and then I just do -3 times -3 to the 7th power plus 9. Type that in, or just do Control-T and scroll to -3. You have to have this typed into the graph, of course, to do Control-T. Either way, you're going to get 6,570 for your answer. Okay? So you can take care of number 2. I'm going to jump to number 3. Is this degree odd or even? Anything going in opposite directions is odd. Anything going in the same direction, like this one, is even. Oh, this should be number 4. Oh well, I'll fix it later. This is odd. The leading coefficient. Alright, so it started down low and ended up high. If it starts low, ends up high, that's positive. And so that end behavior, just look at it. It's going to start low, or it did start low. So -infinity, -infinity. Remember, the x's always go negative, positive. And so it started low, f of x is the y, and then on the left side, and then on the right side, it ended up going up, so positive infinity. Okay? So, yeah, I messed up the numbering, it looks like, so that means I'm going to skip this one, okay? And I'll do this one with you all. So, wherever it's increasing like this, then it decreases, then it increases some more, then it decreases again. So we have 2 intervals of each. So if it's coming from the left, it's coming from -infinity, and then it stops and it turns. You just need the x value at -2.386, and then it increases again from this point here up to that point there. So you just write the x coordinates. So -0.25 to 1.886. Alright, so those are the increasing intervals. The decreasing intervals, well, it went down between here and here. So the x coordinates would be -2.386. And the other x coordinate would be that -0.25. And then it decreases from this local max of 1.886. And then it's going down and to the left forever. To the right, sorry. If it's going to the right, it's going towards positive infinity. Don't write -infinity because it's going down. We're reading it from left to right. That's why you're only writing the x number. So if it's moving down, is it moving down and to the left or down and to the right? It's moving down and to the right. So that's positive infinity. All right. So where is it greater than or less than 0? So it is greater than 0 between -3 and -1.5. You see this little arch here. I'll trace it in blue. So that's where it's greater than 0. So between -3 and -1.5. Anywhere else it's greater than 0? Yes, right here, in between 1 and 2.5. All right, and that seems to be it for the greater than 0. The other ones are going to be your less than 0. So here, and then here, and here. So it is coming from the left, the first one, and then it stops at -3. And then it picks up again at -1.5, and then it goes to +1 before it goes up. And then from 2.5, it's going down, but it's going to the right, so positive infinity. So that is how you read those, okay? So that means I'm going to go next to number 6. Number 6 is all calculator work, okay? The instructions say use the graphing calculator. So the local max, that's going to be, let me see here, it's menu 6.3, I believe. Yeah, menu 6.3, local mins, menu 6.2, the 0 coordinates are menu 6.1. Okay, so I wrote down the menu 6.3, menu 6.2, menu 6.1. I can't show you what I'm doing in the calculator in this video, but just know that I graphed it. Then I did menu 6.3 on the max, menu 6.2 on the minimum, and menu 6.1 on the zeros. And these are the coordinates I got, okay? So there's really nothing else to say. It's just purely on the graphing calculator. The only thing I can really add is with that information, I can ask follow-up questions like we just did here. Everything's just kind of already labeled on this one, though, making it, I guess, a little easier. I don't know. So if I wanted to ask follow-up questions, they'd be like that one. But yeah, just make sure you get these points down. Okay, so I fixed the numbering and I changed it to 8 and 9 rather than 7 and 8. But this one turned out weird, and so just mark it out. Just skip number 8 altogether. We'll just focus on number 9. Okay, so number 9 says write the function for the sets for the given set of points using the finite differences in the Ti-Nspire. So to do the finite differences, you just have to subtract the y values from left to right. So do 14 minus -2. That's like saying 14 plus 2. All right, so that's 16. All right, do -2 minus +2. That's -4. Do 2 minus 14. That's -12. Do 14 minus 46. That's going to be -32. Do 46 minus 134, that's -88. Okay, so this is our first row differences. If the first row is not all the same, then it's not a linear or first degree function. So what you're going to do is subtract these numbers from one another, and then just keep working right to left. So what's 16 minus -4? That's like 16 plus 4, so that's going to be 20. What's -4 minus -12? That's like -4 plus 12, so that's 8. What's -12 minus -32? That's like -12 plus 32, so that is going to be +20. And -32 minus -88 is like -32 plus 88, so that is 56. So the second differences are all different. So it is not a second degree function. It's not a quadratic function. So now let's look at the third differences. So what is 20 minus 8? That's 12. What's 8 minus 20? Well, that's -12. And then what's 20 minus 56? That's -36. So the third differences are not the same. So it is not cubic or degree 3. So by process of elimination, it has to be degree 4 and quartic. But I'll go back and I'll just show you that it definitely is quartic, because what is 12 minus -12? That's 12 plus 12, so that's 24.
What's negative 12 minus negative 36? That's negative 12 plus 36, so that's positive 24. So when you zoom out here, you see that the 1, 2, 3, fourth row of differences are the same, making it a fourth degree function or quartic function. So if I want to get the function, I need to use the Ti-Nspire. Okay, so the steps on doing that were outlined in your 5.9 notes. And so let me just pull up those steps right here. These would be the steps, and I'll just put it right there. And then I just plug it in and I get my function. Now, sometimes you plug it in and it gives you an E number. If there's an E number and it's like negative 12, anything negative, it's supposed to be a 0. The whole number is 0. So, like for example, it's going to say y equals 1x to the fourth, and then I believe it says like plus negative 3.4 e negative 12 x to the third. So what you do is you just take that whole number out, and that's like putting a 0. Well, if you have 0x to the third, well then you just don't even have an x to the third. So the next term that comes up is something x squared, and so I'm not going to give you the answer. I'm just going to tell you that's what to expect on this one. So if you are watching this video, please type it into the graphing calculator and give me the function answer. And yeah, and then especially if you're one of my students, do that. And then don't forget to finish the even numbers that I skipped. Okay? So other than that, thank you for watching, and I'll just leave it here for a few seconds so you can get those steps again. Okay, goodbye.